Be up, driver.
Alessandro, what, my Spanish brother? I'm trying. Yeah. FP1 was good, to be fair. A lot of people have been here testing on the No Limits track day. Unfortunately for us, we hadn't. So the first sort of 10 minutes of the session was just sort of getting back into the groove, getting back into the rhythm of riding again. It's been like 3 weeks, I think, off the bike. So compared to last year, it seems like it was off for a long time. But yeah, the bike felt good. Unfortunately for us, we haven't got a crew chief here. He's stuck in Spain, so it's a bit hard work having to phone him after every session and try and relay the data back to him. But we're doing a good job, you know. If we can try and get a few points to get the championship back on track, we've got the pace. Unfortunately for us at Olsen, we missed out on some valuable points, but we're doing well. You know, the bike's in a good position. We're not moving it much from round to round, and we've got a good, comfortable setting on the bike.
It was a really tough day for us, to be honest. I come to Donny with high hopes, you know. I was thinking, it's going to be a great round, you know, looking forward to it. And I went out there and just did not feel comfortable on the bike. And it was a bit of a tough day with weather and things like that. It kept raining. There was only 3 or 4 laps in the whole FP1, FP2 session that we didn't have spits of rain on the visor. So it's a bit of a pain, really, but it was one of them. We made a big change for the end of FP2, and I began to feel a lot better, and I think it was in the right direction. And then, yeah, it was one of them, and we just look forward to Saturday.
You know what I'm talking about? I like that.
10. Well done, son. Not even. Well, Dave.
All right? Yeah. Where did I make all that up? Just a tiny bit everywhere.
Last sector, two laps, you did 11.6. You picked up in the last sector. And you were green as well. Yeah, it was even green in sector 1, it was only by, but you was green.
I was green on the dash all the way around, but like, the flicking between blue and green, I was like, ah.
I'm confident we'll have a good race because, well, one, I just feel comfortable on the bike now. That is the biggest thing. I've never felt like that on that bike, like relaxed, you know, mid-corner, every corner, it's just like, oh, like I can relax, I can just feel the bike, I can feel the tyre. Still not perfect, like I feel like there's still a bit more there to have on that same feeling of loading the front more on like the fast stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's where Pete pulls away from me around the top of Craners.
The top of Craner, you feel like he's...
And I did try as well, going like, what, to full gas, like, but the thing just goes and spins. Pete's doesn't. His drive.
Yeah, I think the tyre temperature had gone a little bit, you know, because I'd done a couple of cruisy laps. Yeah, that's why I wanted to build into it again to get some heat back. Bike feels good, that's what I'm saying, but I don't know where the f*** I'll find half a second to do a 5.2, but...
I think you need to.
Let brakes off. Let's brake, let's brake more throttle. It's really easy, isn't it?
You all right, Jack?
Yeah, not bad. When I was holding that chicane,
Yeah.
I need to just really stand the bike over, like,
Try
it's like,
to get it in and then just...
yeah.
Yeah.
I did have the one good lap. I was like on the time from yesterday, and I just messed up the transition, and it in the middle went and unloaded, and I missed the curb, so I lost about 3/10. But yeah, everywhere else, I'm feeling pretty good. I was getting my own flow now.
Yeah. Just try and be nimble to it rather than try and force it.
Yeah.
First ever Bennetts BSB eBay sprint race here at Donington Park National. Saw Jason O'Halloran starting from pole position, a Yamaha lockout of the front row, and he managed to just get the whole shot into turn one before coming round the outside. The FS3 Kawasaki, a brilliant start and a brave one too from number 11, Rory Skinner. Bit of a moment for number 77 with a yellow hat there. That, of course, Kyle Ryde, as him and his teammate were looking to try and get themselves on the podium. Jason O'Halloran then, on his McCams Yamaha, managed to come through to take the lead. Slowly but surely, with a few technical errors, both Brad Ray and Kyle Ryde made their way past Rory Skinner. Lee Jackson, the most recent race winner, likewise managed to go through, barging his way through on Rory Skinner to get himself this time up into third. Brad Ray challenged Jason O'Halloran for the lead, and successfully so, into Redgate corner, whilst in the background Kyle Ride made it a Yamaha 1-2-3. But then Ride really started to get into his groove. He went through on number 22, Jason O'Halloran, and went in pursuit of his teammates on the Rich Energy OMG Yamaha, and passed him as well. Fresh from arm pump surgery, Kyle Ride then managed to build quite a handsome advantage out front. A late showing from Jason O'Halloran, who closed 4 or 5 laps, saw him challenge. Meanwhile, Lee Jackson was having a great battle with the Australian down through Craner curves, and it got really tight into the old hairpin between the two here. Jackson forced out onto the green paint. It was a good charge to lead the pack also from Glenn Irwin at this stage. As we got to the closing stages, O'Halloran managed to chase down Kyle Ride. He had a look into the old hairpin, but couldn't make the move stick. Through Schwann's curve, Kyle Ride managed to hang on, and despite a last gasp effort again from the Aussie into the last corner, Kyle Ride managed to get him on the line. A photo finish that saw a first win of the season in 2022 for 77 Kyle Ride, ahead of Jason O'Halloran and Brad Ray.
Well, for me, it's a bit to do the FHO, but outside of racing, it's been
Olsen's only got to claim his first BSB win. Something completely in front of us team with you. Who's the third place? Second position there, that is now inherited by Kelly.
So we were here for the first race of the weekend for the Pirelli National Superstock 1000 with Davey Todd on pole position, looking to pick up his first win of the season. Into turn 1, he got the whole shot ahead of the championship leader Tim Neve, but Lewis Rollo initially made it a Malenko by Paget 1-2. Tim Neve then challenged for second place, getting himself up there. Richard Kerr had also made a really good start, number 5. Billy McConnell was through as well. A bit of a twitch in the background for Jack Nixon and for Alex Olsen as well. Then a big moment for Lewis Rollo, high-siding out of Coppice Corner. Billy McConnell with nowhere to go, the most recent race winner out of the race. Davey Todd continued to lead, but on lap 10 there was fluid coming out of number 7, Cade Vervey's motorcycle, and unfortunately this brought down a number of motorcycles. Jack Nixon, how on earth he saved that, I don't know. And then ultimately this incident here brought out the red flags. Race was restarted over 8 laps from the grid positions based on where they finished out, and it was an absolute rip-roarer. A fantastic move from Braden Elliott to get through on Alex Olsen and David Todd. Kerr was involved as well as Alex Olsen. Tim Neve had a good go at trying to get himself through. This was on the final lap, and on the cutback over the line, Braden Elliott picks up his first win of the season to cut the gap down in the championship. Brilliant race here at Donington.
No. Did you get my legs in? That's the one.
This OnlyFans material's not happening today. More subscribers, we don't have to go to work tomorrow.
How was the race for you guys?
I'll let you go first, because yours was quite exciting.
Well, my race, strange, to be honest. It's the only way to describe it. I personally made a mistake right at the start. I got a bit excited. I knew I was starting 12th in the grid, so I knew I'd have to push through. And honestly, just a slight lapse in concentration, made a tiny jump start and then stopped. So I didn't particularly gain an advantage. But
only 4 rows.
Yeah, only 4 rows. I only got the whole shot from row 4. So, nah. To be honest, I stopped, and so it almost hindered me even more. But then I made a really good first lap. I actually passed a few people into the first corner.
And me.
Yeah, even made a bit of a lunge up on Alex going into the old hairpin. Just had to let him know.
Let him know the big dog was.
Yeah. But then, obviously, they had deemed that I'd had too much of an advantage. I got a ride through, came back out in 30th. Then someone leaked a bit of fluid on the track. I must have been the first to hit it because went for a bit of a wild ride, but I managed to stay on the bike.
Kangaroo Jack style.
Big time kangaroo jack. Yeah. I was lucky enough to just stay on, to be honest, and then saved by the restart because of the fluid. Started 24th or 25th and came back to 10th in 8 laps. So yeah, we salvaged something yesterday, which is definitely a positive. And I think today we have good pace. I think we've got pace to be in the front group. So yeah, I'll see if I can be there fine at the front.
Well, unlike Jack gained from the restart, I didn't, to be fair, because we was first part of the race, we got a bit boxed in the first lap. Jack come flying past us, put a proper lunging on me, which, you know, not very teammate friendly, but, you know, we deal with that and passed him back, and then sort of got our head down, started picking the people off, got into third, sort of settled a good rhythm. I think we done 4 or 5 fastest laps, and then the red flag come out. Just didn't really find a rhythm in the second part of the race. I think we used too much tyre trying to get to the leading bunch, and got a bit stuffed on the last lap and ended up 4th where he was 3rd. But we'll have another go today. Hopefully get back on the top step and get the championship back underway.
Race 2 in the Bennetts British Superbikes from Donington Park, with Jason O'Halloran starting on pole position, Lee Jackson 2nd and Kyle Wright 3rd. In the race down to turn 1, O'Halloran on the McCann's Yamaha it was that got the early advantage from Brad Ray and Kyle Wright. Alex Olsen was on pole position for the second Pirelli National Superstock race as they made their way down to turn 1 though. As ever, Braden Elliott it was that got the whole shot into turn 1, followed by Davey Todd. Good start also from Richard Kerr and Tom Ward at this stage, with Tim Neve in 6th. Davey Todd though went through on the Aussie to lead the race on the Malenko Padgett's Honda. Further back, Billy McConnell was making good progress from 34th. There was an incident though involving Bjorn Estment and Dave Brook, which brought out the safety car. Then when the safety car pulled in, David Todd did his best to bunch them all up. Alex Olsen then ran into trouble, not for the first time this season either, some sort of a mechanical gremlin for him, and his chances of a podium went begging. Billy McConnell from 34th on the grid was charging through the pack. At this point, he'd gone through.
It started chattering more, and I know the tyre was obviously dropped off, but I feel like it's hovering on the oil. Like, I feel like we need to reduce the oil level, because at the start of the race, when I can load the front, it was fine. Yeah. But the last 6-7 laps, I was having to ride it like literally the whole way, and like and then I'd have to crack the throttle. So it wasn't using all the travel? Yeah, I think it was just getting to the oil and just kind of bouncing.
Well, we can do that.
Because genuinely, like, at the start of the race it was pretty good, but at the end I was having to genuinely ride it, like, just unloading it, like, off the oil by just going there, like, just taking the throttle when it would go, and it would start driving again.
How did he go? Do that again.
Yeah. You got that one. You got that. No, but up until that point, it was just like massive vibration the whole way.
You can do that though, just
yeah, because we actually went, it was only a turn of preload, but obviously I find even a turn is quite sensitive on this bike, so it stopped backing in as much, but then obviously on that end of the race where I lost that bit of like control through the braking, I just literally couldn't load the front end of it.
Alright. That's alright, something to look at next time anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like
it wouldn't hurt to take a bit out anyway, because you've mentioned that before, so yeah, it wouldn't hurt to take a bit out. That's alright, it's top 10.
Yeah, can't complain. I felt strong at the start of the race.
Just when the tyres started to go.
It wasn't even necessarily the tyres. I lost control from my arm and I was just hanging on yet. Like I was just fighting through it. You know,
it's hard around here as well, especially on the I mean, Pete doesn't really get arm bump, but he had a little bit in the race today. Not a lot, but you can see it. And he's obviously he's used to it, you know. So.
A little scrawny kid like me.
Need to eat more cake.
Oh, I've been eating a lot of cake, don't worry.
Final race of the weekend here at Donington National in BSB. Kyle Ryde started from pole position, looking to make amends from the crash earlier on, and got the whole shot into turn one ahead of his teammate Brad Ray. Good start also from Lee Jackson and Peter Hickman as well. Rory Skinner on the number 11 FS3 Kawasaki went through into a podium position, and then challenged Brad Ray in the early stages as well, moving up into P2. He went through first on Lee Jackson, then up the inside of Kyle Ryde into the old hairpin, and it wasn't long before he found his way through on Rory Skinner as well. Sitting up Kyle Ryde to get himself into podium contention, and then eventually passed Rory Skinner as well as he went in pursuit of Brad Ray out front, who at this moment had built a 1.3 second lead. Kyle Ryde and Skinner.
Was that all there? Yeah. On the run through training through the left, it went, oh, stop. No, it got off, so I pulled wide, because I didn't want to get hit up the arm. And then but it was still running, I was like, I thought it was ending, but it's not, so I'm trying to... The throttle was dropping out or something, because it literally was off, but the engine's still running. Fuck my life, what have we actually got to do? Well, no, obviously we were the only reason I stayed going then is because I thought if it gets red flag, we'll be able to have time to do anything. But once I realised we weren't going to get red flags, I just pulled in.
Every time you get close to the top half of the it goes and cuts out. Fuck's sake.
It was him. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to stay positive, really, but definitely a tough weekend. Showed great pace. All of the lads showed great pace. Pete in race 2 was very impressive, to be honest, and then getting a front row start was really good. And then in the last race, both riders had an issue, which meant they both retired, which is not ideal. We're not to the bottom of it yet, but it seems like a electronics hardware issue. Because it's electronics, he's getting the blame, even though it's not him. I got Superstock boys. Alex also had an issue. We're not sure what that is yet. We think it's a gearbox issue actually, but till we get it to bits and have a look, we're not sure. Jack, if anybody didn't see the save of the century, it needs to go on. I'm guessing you're going to put this on YouTube. And have a look at that for a save, because it was very impressive. Kangaroo Jack, yeah, I like that, very good. Yeah. But no, that was impressive, and I think, yeah, it's scoring top tens. You know, it's still his first year, and he's only had 3 rounds. So I think he's doing a great job, to be honest. But yeah, Lady Luck's not shining down on us. There's definitely a glimmer of hope, but yeah, just not piecing it together, and we will do. We just need to get to the bottom of a few issues, which is out of our control at the minute. So yeah, I don't know if Cliffy wants to explain anything from what you can see on the data.
Well, basically, I mean, we're all really disappointed over the weekend, really. We showed good pace, and to be honest, we've struggled a little bit, but we're just gathering a bit of momentum. We've had good pace, but we've not had the results to go with it in the Superbike side of the garage, anyway. The Superstock side of the garage, Alex has had good pace from day one, and Jack's really done better than anybody expected. Yeah. I think he's taken to the bike really well, and he's gone about his job in a really good and professional manner. Technical issues today. Alex is obviously a mechanical.
Which is Andy's fault, because he gets the blame. Anything mechanical, he gets the blame.
Yeah, so Andy's going to get that next week when we get back, no matter what it was. As far as the Superbikes go, for us to get 2 consecutive DNFs like that is very disappointing in the same race. But we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll find out what it was. It seems like it's a hardware issue, an electronic hardware issue, and which we're not the first people to have that problem. It seems to be a run-on from the problems in Asia and the Far East with the manufacture of component parts.
We need to figure it out, because we go to TT in sort of less than a week, where, you know, first practice is a week today, so we definitely can't be having any problems or DNFs out there, you know, because we're going there to do a job, and yeah, we've basically got sort of 4 or 5 days to get to the bottom of it, really. So I think I said it in the last episode of this. The biggest problem really is probably the cameraman. I think.
My God!
I think I'm gonna put all the blame there.
We are starting to get some real issues with him.
Yeah, since he's been around, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, is this working? I'm sure the camera's probably...
It's probably not working. We're probably going to have to do all this again, actually.
Anyway, we'll be back. We'll be back stronger, and we'll figure it out. It's not easy. Everyone has issues, but it's just a bit disappointing, but we'll get there, definitely.